Kia ora everybody, and welcome to week 3 with Kai from the Kitty Kitchen, and some more great tips and advice on saving time and money in the kitchen. So this week we are looking at ways to devise a money saving shopping list. Now it sounds easier than it is, but with meal planning, which we looked at last week, this really is possible. So let's go back to our meal planner for the week and have a look at what we planned, and then have a look at the shopping list of ingredients that we need for that week. So here's the meal planner that we looked at last week. You can type in what week it's for. So for example, if it starts from tomorrow, it'll be the week of August the 19th. And then we've got Monday to Sunday. And for each day, we've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a snack. And so you fill that in with what you want. We've made our list as we discussed last week. And then the next thing is creating a shopping list and going shopping for those products. You've got your meals planned and you've worked out what you need for each recipe. So now it's time to go to our shopping list. Here's the shopping list. So you've got Weet-Bix bread, milk, eggs, noodles, etc., all the way down. All the things you need for the week. And what I've done is I've totaled them up, and it costs $195.30. This is for a family of 4, which is $48.82 per person. I use Woolworths prices for this, as this is the supermarket closest to me, but you can do the same exercise with the supermarket in your town. Make sure you compare the grams and the millilitres prices on each item to make sure you're getting the best value for money. Now this shopping list assumes that we have all our pantry items on the list, and this totals $24.98. However, this shopping list gives us all the ingredients we need to recreate the recipes on the meal planner. Now this shopping list template is available in the link below, and you can change it to suit you and your needs for your recipes. Now bulk buys. I'm a big fan of bulk buying, and you'll see under bulk buys on the shopping list that I've written rice, tomato sauce, flour, and cooking oil. Now these are all great items to buy in bulk, so they're on hand when you need them, but also makes them better value for money. You might find other items that your family use a lot in bulk. If you find a great deal, but you think, well, I don't think I'm going to use all the product, well, you could always ask a friend to go halves with you, and then you both get lower prices. Now, another important thing is how to store your items when you get home ready to cook. Well, any food that goes to waste is also a waste of money. So here are a few tips around that. Large amounts of meat can be portioned and frozen. So you'll see on the list that I created that we've got a 1 kg of mince, which we can half when we bring it home. One half will be used for the chow mein recipe, and the other half can be frozen for next week's meals. Alternatively, you can always cook that mince into another recipe on a Sunday and either put it in the fridge ready for cooking in the week or in the freezer for another time. You can freeze any fresh meat products that you're not eating at the start of the week so that these also don't spoil. But be sure to check that the meat hasn't already been frozen, and if it has, use that first. You can freeze vegetables to save on those too. So on the list you'll see 2.5 kg bags of potatoes. One can be used for the fish pie or cooked to eat with the chicken dish or the sausage casserole, but leftover potatoes at the end of the week can be cooked, mashed, put into small portions, and then they can be frozen for you to take out and use on a recipe another time. But there's a bit of a tip here. Be sure to freeze them on a tray lined with baking paper so they don't stick. Do that first, let them freeze, and then put them into a bag, and that'll stop them sticking together. Onions can be chopped up or sliced and frozen for use in meals, and then they're ready for you to use when you need them in a recipe if you don't have fresh on hand. The amount of frozen vegetables you use will of course depend on how you like your meals, but they are great at bulking up recipes to make the food go further. And these of course can stay in the freezer until you're ready to use them. Now there's a bit of a debate over fresh or frozen. Well, You can make this meal planner and shopping list your own. If you'd rather buy frozen sweet corn and rather than the tin of sweet corns to go in the soup, then do so. There are some recipes, however, where only fresh will work. Another great tip is to make a recipe using ingredients that may not stay as fresh as others first. So for example, you might want to make your chicken dish with fresh chicken earlier in the week and leave your fish pie till later on in the week because that uses smoked fish from a tin, which of course lasts longer. Recipes that call for fresh vegetables that don't have a long shelf life could be made first, or you might like to buy fresh vegetables the day before or the day of the recipe that you're going to cook. But just remember, if you do go to the shop, don't be tempted. Only buy what you need for that day, nothing else. The important thing is you need to find what works for you and your family. There are a couple of grocery apps which allow you to compare prices of grocery items at various supermarkets to ensure you're getting the best value for money. One is GrowSave, capital G-R-O, capital S-A-V-E, and the other is Grocer, capital G-R-O-C-E-R. You can make and save your shopping list on here too, very handy. So good luck with your shopping for the week, and I'll see you next week where I'll actually be using my kitchen and I'll be cooking you one of the budget-friendly meals on the meal planner. I hope to show you how cooking can be hassle-free and enjoyable. So until next week, ka kite.